Fulton County property tax returns, deadlines and other matters. With the complicated rules and regulations regarding the Fulton County property tax, you will want to hire an experienced tax advisor who knows the ins and outs of the process. You will appreciate the expert assistance provided by the tax advisor, especially on the matters of deadlines for filing returns and paying taxes, among others. Deadline for property tax returns. According to the law of the state of Georgia, property tax returns on real property owned as of January 1 of the current year should be filed with the tax commissioner between January 1 and April 1. Emphasis must be made, nonetheless, that the filing of tax returns is not required unless the taxpayer falls into one of these categories. The tax records do not reflect the change of ownership for the subject property as of January 1, and the subject property should be revalued due to substantial renovations or damage. You can ask your Fulton County property tax advisor about the appropriateness of filing the property tax return. But just to be on the safe side, you can file it within the set deadline. Regardless of whether you are a resident or non-resident of Fulton County, you have to file a return on real property in the county office. In case of non-filing, keep in mind that while there is no requirement for filing property tax returns every year, you must be aware of the consequences. If you filed your property tax return or paid your property taxes the previous year but you skip on filing a property tax return in the current year, then the Fulton County property tax authorities will consider your previous year value as your returned value. The implication: for real property there is no implication for not filing a return if there have been no improvements made to your property. The fact that you in effect have returned the same value as last year doesn't impact your ability to appeal the taxable value in any year. The tax assessors won't take notice if you don't file a return either. They rarely agree with return values anyway. Penalty for failure: in case you are required to file a property tax return, particularly when improvements on the property were made, your failure to file it will result in a 10% penalty. The penalty will be applied on the subject property upon which you failed to file a return within the deadline period. You should also note that when you have acquired real property in the previous taxable year, filed a real estate transfer tax form, and paid the real estate transfer tax, you are considered to have filed the applicable property tax return. Just keep in mind that you are also considered to have filed it for the same valuation as it was transferred the previous year. But when improvements have been made to the subject property, you should file a return for it. Are you confused yet? Hire the best Fulton County property tax advisor now and be more enlightened.